So let's see. So I think we're live now.
Huzzah!
So we
Now
should probably present ourselves to our viewers, maybe. Michelle, do you want to start?
Hello, I am Michelle, and my channel is I Am Not a Worm.
Hello, I'm Vitor, and my chapter is, and my channel is Chapter X.
I'm Jaden, and my channel is just Jaden Rose 25. Just is my name.
So, so today we will be discussing Kyle Demore and the Timekeeper's Key by Samuel J. Vega, the first book in the Kyle Demore series. So probably we should just tell our general thoughts about the book. So does anyone want to start?
I would give that book like a 55%.
Yeah, I personally I thought it was a good plot, and I liked it, but it just wasn't written so well. It was okay. I think the next one's gonna be a lot better though, and I think I gave it like 3.5 stars, maybe 4. I don't remember.
I was really tempted to give it 2.5 stars on Goodreads, but I ended up giving it 3 stars because it was very entertaining for me, but there were just a lot of things that didn't work, like those whole bunch of events, they didn't really connect it with each other. I mean, I think I told you yesterday, Michelle, that some things like even the whole thing about Proculus searching for Kyle in the orphanarium and pick him up to go to Indera and all that stuff. And even when he is like um, talking with Nana, she was like, "Hey, could you give me that book that you stole many years ago?" And she was like, "Oh, okay. So let me just pick it up for you." That's what really weird. I mean, that was behind the weird because that's that is really unrealistic, perhaps. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just weird. And those scenes that followed that event, like the whole "Hey Kyle, you're from another realm." She said, "What?"
Okay.
And you need to have this and this and this. Yeah. And oh, I know that you're the one I'm searching for. And she's like, "How do you know that?" And she is, and Proculus is like, "Oh, you have the same hair color as your mother and the same stubbornness." I mean, the freaking boy has orange eyes, and the thing that you mentioned is the hair color. I mean, what the heck is wrong with you? Besides your name being Proculus. I mean, it's not like, no, no, just stop right there because if you're complaining about the hair color and the stubbornness, I mean, I have black hair and I'm stubborn, so probably I'm the one he is looking for, and probably I'm the true Endarian or something. And I mean, I think that the only thing that probably is the main reason that the author didn't mention the eye color is that if she actually happened to mention it, could be because let me just try to say this with another word. I mean, do you remember on Harry Potter that everyone is saying you have your mother's eyes and you have your mother's eyes? And I think if the author, I think if Samuel J. Vega, if he did that in his book, it should be pretty much the same. And probably he wanted to just do a different thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just everything just is a little bit too much. Like too much cheesiness, too much like trying to mimic Harry Potter, too much like just everything was like overdone and over exaggerated, and I didn't care for that aspect of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't really know about the Harry
Yeah,
Potter part.
I'm.
I've never read Harry Potter, so.
You poor soul.
Oh, you need to read it. Oh, you
Um,
really need to read it. It's so good.
I watched the movie and I hated it, so. And
How
I'm not the biggest fan of like wizards and stuff, so.
they get better, I promise.
And the whole thing about, for instance, even if the events are not very well connected, you could just do something, I don't know, different. Because, for instance, he asked for that book to Nana, and that book seems like a really rare artifact that doesn't play like a significant part in the rest of the book, and that's what really bugged me in the whole thing. Because I mean, even their mission in Dilu village or whatever that was, uh, they were trying to retrieve a book with a black spine, and my problem with that is that there are a lot of books with black spines. How do you know if there's more than one book with that kind of corruption in that cave? But okay, they managed to retrieve the book that doesn't even pull, play a significant part in the book as well. So why did they need to do that mission in the first place?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I guess it kind of ties in a little bit with them going to that castle or whatever. Because they
Yeah.
were trying to find whatever those stories were called.
I
You
think it
know.
was a gatekeeper's key or something. Yeah,
Oh
just to
yeah,
save and
that's what they were trying to look for.
save Garnet and something like that. I think my other problem with it was because um, uh, I mean the codas, who stands for, I believe, Key of Thrown Arms. I mean, we are told that codas are extremely rare artifacts that you can find in like a store or anything. And at the end of the book, 7 people managed to get codas.
Yeah.
How does that happen? I mean,
Yeah.
even the whole thing about Gatekeeper October or whatever her name was. I mean, she was there to protect the castle. I thought it was a pyramid or anything. She was just there, not doing anything. I mean, then
Yeah.
Kane, I think it was Kane, that was fighting against Kyle, and she was nowhere to be seen. so trying to stop them. So I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know
But
about
I
that
mean,
either.
I think, yeah,
I don't know. It's just a bunch of little things that kept adding up.
Yeah. Yeah, I just tried not to think about it too much. That way I still enjoyed it. So,
I envy you. Like, I'm an
I mean,
editor.
I really think,
So like I have no choice but to like look at all the little details, and it really really took me out of the story.
yeah. I do that too, but I just try to read it so I can enjoy it and not so I
Hmm.
can just hate on it.
I don't hate it. I liked
Yeah.
it. It's just, I don't know. It's hard for me to like separate like the part of me that enjoyed it with like the part of me that was like, why isn't this better?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm, I also think that the book in general is a mix between the first two Harry Potter books. I felt that because Kane's true nickname was Kane the Basilisk, and I was like, oh, now I get where this is going.
Yeah. He's the one, the bad guy, right?
Yeah,
That's the other thing
he
that
was
confused me.
his.
Why does everybody have a K name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Huh.
really didn't understood, and some of them have like these weird nicknames, like Kevin the Stone or something, and Kane the Ace, and Kyle the Tortoise, and Grandmaster the whatever. I mean,
Yeah. I like that guy. What was he like deaf or something? I like that guy. He was cool. And
Which
he was
one?
funny. The guy he was like I think he was deaf.
Oh yeah, I
They
like
talked
him
about
too.
him.
Kevin.
He
I
was
think it
funny.
was Kevin.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was funny.
I like the way he got around that too, like the tablet thing. That was
Yeah.
clever.
Yeah, that was a really good thing. And one thing that I liked in their mission were the kind of skeleton warriors that were there to protect the whole place, or were
Yeah.
infected or something like that. I don't really remember. It was
That was
really
pretty
well done for
cool.
me. Yeah,
I like that
and
person a
I
lot.
only kept. Yeah, I thought that. I mean, why do they need to fight with weapons if they have magical teeth and can pretty much do all this bunch of stuff? I know. I mean, it was still good, but it's these tiny little things that really just didn't work very well. Even the ending is not that great. I mean, the ending was just like trying to announce a new version of the Triwizard Cup. I think that is is the
Yeah, that's what I
name
thought
in
too.
the Harry Potter world.
Yeah. I don't know though. Like from what I've gotten from this, like it's different enough where it stands on its own, and I can see the inspiration, but like at the same time, I would never like say that this is on the same level as Harry Potter. So
Yeah. But, and the whole reader thing, I mean, Garnet being the reader was way too obvious. I mean, he
yeah,
was always, for instance, Kyle, as soon as he saw like a red hair, um, he was like, Garnet, is that you? I mean, there could be a lot of redheads there, and he just guesses it's Garnet, and he is right, and he's always talking about Garnet, Garnet, Garnet. He doesn't shut up until the poor girl just
Like writhing on the
faints.
floor.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I told you yesterday, if he wanted to keep her in
yeah,
the story, he should have just been like, "Hey, you have powers too. Come with me," and then taken her to Endera too.
yeah.
Yeah. That whole reader part didn't really make any sense.
Mhm.
I think that overall it was still entertaining, but I'm still trying to write the review, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it anytime soon because my other computer is being repaired at the moment, and the one that I'm using right now is really slow. So, yeah. But I think the book could have used a couple more drafts like you told in your review.
Mm.
E- Even the acknowledgement page that is like at the end of the book, he's really he says that he is really grateful because his friends helped him editing the book, and I'm like, this has a lot of grammatical errors, misspelled words, and even the dialogues, most of them are hugely filled with huge descriptions about some stuff that didn't even need it to be told in a way. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
I feel like if I wrote a book, it would be like that.
Well, that's not the problem though. Most people's
Yeah.
books are like that when they first write a book.
Yeah.
But what happens is a lot of indie authors, they make the mistake of thinking that good beta readers are the same as a good editor, and that's not true. And that's where I come in. Hire me, people.
Yeah. I think I have to go because I have to leave. So, I don't
Alright.
know how long you guys are planning on doing this.
Probably we're just going to be here a few more minutes and probably we're
Okay.
just going to end this because the book is not that long, so
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because I can do that. I have to get ready to leave, so.
Just leave whenever you want. It's no big deal. Don't feel
yeah.
Okay.
obligated to stay and talk to us.
Yeah.
So should we talk about other topics maybe? I mean, I think we pretty much summarized what we think of the book. So,
Plus, I don't think that many other people have read it.
Yeah.
yeah, probably
I've only seen one person
since we were
on BookTube
talking,
even have it.
yeah, so probably since we don't have any viewers, so let's just try to make some random questions between each of us. So, what do you think about book to movie adaptations in general? What which is the one that for you that stands out the most? Which one is like your favorite?
The only book to movie adaptation that I've ever seen that was like really like top notch was Catching Fire. Was
Catching
really good.
Fire was really good. I still
Yeah.
think they should have made it into two parts, though.
I know, I could watch those movies like just forever because they're so well done.
And I thought
Yeah.
Divergent was pretty good, except for I didn't like the guy who played, what was his name, Eric?
Yeah.
I didn't like him.
I liked Divergent,
I
but
mean,
I read the book too recently, so I was just like noticing all of the things, and it was just bothering me
I
because they
think
took so many liberties.
I think they did pretty good.
Yeah,
Um,
it's,
for a
they did a
book
good
yeah,
job.
I
Just
feel like
so much stuff was left out, and it made me mad because like I
Yeah.
had just read the book, so it was
Yeah, but
like,
it's hard to put like 400 pages of writing into 2 hours worth of a movie.
yeah. I know,
Did
but
you
like
yeah,
see?
just
I
think.
think that happened with. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I
No,
was
it's just
just
like
gonna
yeah,
ask,
they just changed a lot of stuff.
did either of you guys see Fault in Our Stars?
I haven't
Yeah.
even read the
No,
books.
not yet.
No, wait. Oh, because that was
Yeah,
pretty
I've
good.
not read the book either.
Oh,
I
that
know
one was
everything that
pretty good.
happens though, so
Yeah, they did a good job making that though.
I mean, I think that the whole Divergent movie. I mean, it was good, but I felt like 60% of the book was there, and the other 40% was just kept. They kept it in the book. I mean, they changed a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that didn't really need it to be changed. They
exactly that's
also
the thing that
left
bothered me.
out.
The only part that I felt that I didn't really like is the fact that they took out where the families get to go and meet Tris and everybody else at the compound, but they took that out and then like made
Yeah,
her mom like come like secretly find her,
Yeah,
and I'm like, that
yeah,
didn't
that
really
one
make
was really
sense.
weird.
Because they
yeah.
could have just
Yeah,
put that in there and it wouldn't have done anything differently for them. It wouldn't
Yeah.
have taken up more time.
And
yeah,
they,
I
they,
even
they
think about. Sorry.
no, I was just gonna say that like they didn't make Peter like any sort of villain really at all. They took out all the parts that made him look bad. Like they didn't have him
Yeah,
stab the guy's eyeball, they didn't have him stealing her towel, and they didn't have
yeah.
him like pushing her off the chasm. So like,
Well, I think
why is he even there?
if they did him like stabbing him in the eye, like how would you do that without actually showing it? So it'd be kind
Like
of
you
graphic.
could, yeah, but like
You
you can
can't
get
just be
around
like,
it. Like
you can just
you
be like,
could
oh
just
my gosh, he's got stabbed in the eye.
have the characters walk in on it, like walk in on them, and he's like just like covering his face and be like, "What happened?" And then somebody comes up and is like, "Peter stabbed him in the eyeball."
Yeah, because then like, how are they gonna move
Yeah,
on to the next one where he's in a fraction less, you know? And then how are they gonna explain why he only had one eye? They
Yeah,
they should
are they
because
just gonna cut him out of
they
the rest of
needed
the movie?
that for the next one.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
yeah. It's the
mean,
same
even
thing
the
with.
whole Uriah thing that they finally hired an actor to play Uriah, so
Yeah,
he needs to be in this movie. So
I think the funny thing was that they filmed this before Allegiant came out, so I don't think any of them really realized how important Uriah was gonna end up being, and they were like, "Oh
yeah,
crap, we gotta hire somebody to be him now."
yeah.
yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go.
Okay.
So
Okay then.
yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon then.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Okay then. Bye.
And then there were two.
Yeah, I thought that Jasmine could be here, but oh well, she could be in the next live show, I guess.
This
I
will just be a
mean,
trial run.
yeah. So, even about the whole, I felt like the Divergent movie in general was good, but there were some things that really didn't work. Like I said to you yesterday, I mean, Tori's character is not a cold-hearted person. She's not
Yeah.
that way towards Tris. I mean, it's not even explained the meaning of her tattoo, and I think that was kind of important for people to know,
Yeah.
but it's just a tiny little thing that probably didn't matter. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know, it's just like a bunch of tiny little things that didn't matter supposedly, but they just like they kept piling up and it's like where do you draw the line, you know?
Yeah. And the other thing, for instance, about the Lightning Thief, the movie, I was on YouTube a like last year. I was searching for videos about that movie, and there was this video about a deleted scene with starred like Grover and Percy. They were in a cab in Las Vegas, I believe, and Grover was talking with him and telling him the story of Talia. And I was like, this is the only thing that they adapted well.
Yeah, they cut it.
I believe, I mean, this could be in the movie and it was just like 1 minute or two, I believe.
Mhm.
And it was just cut out and left most of the fans really pissed. So, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard with book to movie adaptations because you never know whether you want to play it up to the fans or play it up to other people so that they will become fans, but like the only people I think that like
Yeah.
meld the two perfectly are the people that do the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Like, cause those
I
are like
think
so
that the
spot
Hunger
on that you
Games,
could like read the books after watching the movies and still understand everything.
yeah. Even Hunger Games, I really liked it, but the shakiness of the cameras was the only thing that I didn't like. But for instance, they obviously had to just left they just had to put something out, like the whole Ava story and the whole Madge undersea background as well, and even her character is not in the movies. But if you only see the movie, you don't have like the feeling that nothing is like missing there. Everything
Yeah,
just makes sense, and you don't feel lost.
yeah, it's really well done, I think. That's part of the thing is that movie directors need to like start taking on books that will be translated well, like because they're just picking whatever's popular right now, and instead of picking things that would
Yeah.
actually be good movies.
Like, for example, the Beautiful Creatures movie. I read the book. The book was very. I mean, I didn't had a good experience with the book because it had the Portuguese translation had this small letter size, and I was constantly hurting my eyes because I I mean, I was just forcing myself to read the book, and there was this specific scene at the end of the book that it was Lena talking, and there was no mention that it was her who was talking, and so that really confused me. And but about the movie was very badly done. I didn't
Mhm.
like it at all. I thought that it was I mean, I didn't understood what they did. It felt like it was done by amateurs in a way. I mean, the only thing that I really liked in the Beautiful Creatures movie was Jeremy Irons. Emmy
Yeah.
Rossum and Emma Thompson.
Yeah, I don't understand how they get these big named actors to be in these horrible movies.
I mean, I don't know.
You know what really bothers me about that movie? The book specifically
What?
says that they don't have accents, and they both have accents.
Yeah, and the whole thing about Ethan's mom not being there, it's just
Well, like
kind
Ethan's
of
mom was there,
weird.
but like, they didn't have Amma. That was what bothered me. Like they fused together, you know, the librarian friend that was a friend of his mom. They like fused her with Amma and just made them one person. So that was
And
upsetting.
one thing that made me laugh a lot with that movie was that, I mean, Emma is telling that um oh what's his name, the Ravenwood uncle of, Macon.
Hmm.
Now that I remember his name, so Macon is trying to find the Book of Moons, and he never really found it or anything. And um, right, like a few minutes later, it shows like this huge door in the library, and behind it, guess what? It's there's only one book. It's the Book of Moons, and I'm like, seriously, Mason, you have to buy some glasses. I mean, the door, it's huge. It's almost impossible not to see it. And I mean, there's only one book there. I mean, what the hell?
That was just a bad movie. I didn't like that movie. You know what else is awful? Did you ever read Cirque du Freak?
No, but I have heard about it.
They
It's
made those
I
into
think
a movie.
didn't Josh Hutcherson star in that movie? I think,
I I don't
or
remember.
it was.
I don't think it was him. It was doesn't look like him, anyways. I don't know. It might have been, but that
Yeah.
is right on up there with The Lightning Thief when it comes to awful adaptations. I think that one might actually be
Ouch.
worse.
I mean, a movie that is worse than The Lightning Thief.
Yeah,
That's kind of complicated.
it's so bad. It's so bad. Oh. And the books are like really like fun and entertaining, but like the movie just like crushes it to pieces. And again, he's supposed to be like 12 years old, and they turn him into like an 18-year-old, and like they tried to like
Oh, the
modernize
same
it.
problem.
Yeah, they tried to like modernize it by like updating like the language and like having him play a bunch of video games instead of what he was actually doing. And it's just not done well. And they tried to like mash together the first three books. I mean, which is fine because the books are really tiny, but they didn't do it like in chronological order, so it was like all over the place. It was so
Oh
weird.
yeah,
And they like instead of
that
like going
happened
to
with,
the place
yeah.
that so that the like natural like love interest could like show up. Instead, they just invented a completely new one to fit the new storyline that they were coming up with, and it was weird. And she was a monkey girl, so
Oh, oh gosh.
yeah, she was a
I
monkey. She
mean,
was a part
I
monkey.
think the oh, I think the same happened with the. Have you seen Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time movie?
Mm-mm.
They There is a popular video game trilogy called the Prince of Persia trilogy, and they like mixed the three video games in this one single movie, and it was really weird because it didn't felt natural, the relationship between the main characters. And the movie, I think it got really bad reviews, but it was the only video game to movie adaptation, if you want to call it that, that really made a huge box office. So probably there's a lot of fans that really like the movie.
Mm.
I mean, I also liked it, but it was not that great.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what other adaptations there are. Like there's
Let's see. Sorry?
like YA adaptations anyways. Like there's like I Am Number
Let's
4,
see.
but I don't really want to talk about that because it was pretty much just like written to become a movie, and it was stupid.
Oh, yeah, I know the feeling because I immediately think of Full Fathom 5 because there was
Yeah, I know. I'm just
a
like,
few video discussions about it on YouTube
yeah.
about Full Fathom 5, and I'm kind of interested to read Dorothy Must Die by Daniel Page, and when I realized it was like edited by Full Fathom 5, it's
No, they own
should
it.
I
They
read
straight up
it?
own
Should
that
I
book.
not read
It's not
it?
copyrighted to Daniel Page at all. It's copyrighted to them.
Yeah, I
Yes,
mean,
I don't even want to buy it.
have
Like, if I
you?
get it at the library, I might read it, but, like, yeah. I
Yeah,
don't want to
I'll
support them.
probably buy the ebook. Yeah, I also don't want to support them because it seems like James Frey, I think that's his name. It
Yeah.
sounds like a really awful person, and
Yeah,
he
he
even
does.
did the whole
Yeah.
Endgame trilogy deal with Fox. I think it was Fox, the studios. Um, the Endgame trilogy in general, the synopsis is pretty much the Hunger Games. I mean, it's like plagiarism right there.
Yeah. Plus, he lied to Oprah, so anybody that lies to Oprah, not good.
Yeah. Are there any more book to movie adaptations that we could talk about?
I know there's more, I just can't think of them all right now.
Uh, I mean, there's Twilight, but Twilight is that thing that there's nothing really specific to talk.
Twilight is Twilight. It's a thing that exists.
Yeah,
Oh, there's City of Bones.
I think. Oh yeah. Oh, that movie was just.
Awful.
Oh
I told you this yesterday, right?
yeah.
How they turned Valentine into a pirate.
Sorry,
I told you
I
that
didn't
yesterday,
hear.
how they turned Valentine into a pirate.
Yeah. It was just awkward enough because, for instance, they even hired like these really famous actors like Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, who played Valentine, Kevin Zegers, who played Alec, and this other guy that played no, this actress that played Clary's mom.
Yeah.
She plays a role on Game of Thrones, the TV show.
Mhm.
I don't really remember her name now. It's, I think it's just, I don't know what to say about that.
I don't know. That's just a really,
So,
really, really bad movie.
yeah, should we probably announce the next book that we're going to read in July because, I mean, I think there's not a lot of stuff that we could talk about now.
Yeah.
So I have my copy here with me, so I don't know if my webcam is going to show it. So
Wait, hold on.
for those
Let me go
who,
get mine, and then we'll like hold it up together. We'll do a review.
okay,
Okay. Ready?
yeah, so the book that we're going to read in July is Cinder by Marissa Meyer, the first book in the Lunar Chronicles series. We are going to read it with Jaden, who was here in our video discussion, and we're going to read it as well with Jasmine from Richie 101 and with Megan Olivier.
Yay.
We're probably going to do separate videos announcing that live show, read along sort of thing. So stay tuned. I think so, so. If you want to read it with us, we are going to create a Goodreads group for this read along. So yeah, we will also tell you more about it in our separate videos, probably. So I think that's it for this live show, I believe. Do you want to talk about anything else?
No, I'm good.
So I think we're done now. So I hope you all enjoyed it,
If anybody's
sort
even
of, because there's, yeah. Probably someone will watch it after we finish this live show, so I
shout
mean,
out to
the
you,
video
one person.
itself will be on YouTube.
Forever.
Yeah. So I think that's it. So goodbye for now. Right?
Yeah,
So
goodbye.
goodbye.
Bye.